Hey there, Fit Fams. What's going on? Coming at you from my backyard solo this week. And I just made a major boo-boo because I had a pretty good podcast going just now, and I realized that my microphone wasn't on, so I'm going to restart. So what's going on there, Fit Fam? This week's topic, we're talking about summertime parties and barbecues and how do we remain with a healthy lifestyle balance between going out and trying to have some fun with these summertime parties. We all got summertime jacked and ripped and ready to go. And how do we still remain healthy while going out and enjoying some of these parties? And like I said before, you guys didn't see it, but there's a party going on back there, which I didn't get invited to. But it's okay because I'm chilling in my backyard, and I got Bruno over here, and he's licking his paws, and we're going to see how long I can actually be out here without somebody from my family coming out here and interrupting. So let's try it. Let's try to get this podcast done. So we're talking about summertime barbecues. We're talking about summertime parties. Just as a reference down below, click on the links below. We have some resources for you on like healthy barbecue sauces and other options that you can kind of like shop around for when you're going out or when you're hosting a barbecue or when you're going out for a barbecue. And also check out www.lifestyleoffitness.com. Go to the shop. We got the 28-day challenge there. We got some other fitness courses. We got the Pro Coach program if you guys are interested and having personal one-on-one coaching with one of our coaches. So let's get into it. How can we enjoy a barbecue or a summertime party? We all went out and got jacked and ready for the summertime. How can we remain balanced with going out to some of these parties and still enjoying ourselves and live somewhat of a healthy lifestyle? And before we touch base on that topic, I want to veer off real quick, and I want to talk about some of the things that's been bothering me. One thing in particular that's been bothering me this week is Instagram, man. Instagram is flooded with these fitness influencers. And one of the things that I've seen a lot this week is a lot of these fitness influencers talking about how there's no foods that are bad foods. We know better than that, right? Hopefully by now we know better than that. And some of these influencers are like, yeah, just eat whatever you want, whenever you want. And if your coach is telling you that you have to restrict yourself, then they're not really a good coach. And I'm completely against this. I'm coming out right now. I'm completely against this. And these people may have 200,000 followers. That's bad and poor coaching. I understand what they're trying to come across and say there could be a good balance, and you could enjoy your food choices or whatever you have, and you could make some bad choices here and there, but you have to have a healthy balance. We can't go out and eat ice cream every single day and still expect to walk around and be lean and be healthy. So I just had to get that off of my chest. So if you see some of these influencers out there, don't pay any mind to them. We know who the people we are that can trust that are out there on the internet. I know it's hard to kind of filter these people out, but come on. If they're telling you can eat cookies and ice cream every single day, do we really believe that that's the case? No. All right, so getting back on course. Sorry, I had to get off topic there for a second. Is summertime fun, summertime barbecues, going out, and what are the choices that we can make, and how can we enjoy ourselves going to some of these parties and still remain somewhat balanced? I'm not saying you have to restrict yourself with everything that you do. If you want to go to a barbecue and you want to enjoy yourself and you want to eat pretty much everything that's on the menu, by all means, go ahead and consider that a cheat meal. And it depends on how much of a cheat meal that you're having, but also put in the back of your mind and be mentally aware as to how much we're consuming, how much sugar we're consuming, how much, carbohydrates we're consuming. Just be mindful of our macronutrients that we're putting into our body. Doesn't necessarily mean that we have to restrict them all the time. I don't restrict myself all the time, but I'm mindful as to how much food I'm intaking and how well I've done throughout the course of the week. If I know I've eaten clean all week long and I'm going to go to a barbecue and I'm still in line with my goals as to where I want to be, again, I'll indulge and I'll enjoy myself a little bit. So let's get into it. How can we do that? What do we usually serve at barbecues? Hot dogs, hamburgers. The Italian guy has got to have sausage and peppers at his barbecues. There's always a chicken option. But it's mostly, you got to remember, it's mostly the processed stuff. So the buns that we're probably eating. that's the stuff we kind of want to steer away from. And if stuff's coated in barbecue sauce and it's caramelizing on the grill, we got to be mindful of that. And again, I'm not saying that you have to restrict it and cut it out completely. But if you're making that choice and you don't want it, there's healthier options out there. Also be mindful that anybody with like celiac disease, barbecue sauce may have gluten in it. So if you have celiac disease or if you're gluten intolerant, be mindful of barbecue sauces because some of the barbecue sauces will have gluten in it. So just put that in the back of your mind when you're going to a barbecue and you see somebody at the grill and they're just slopping barbecue sauce all over everything. That may have a direct impact on your body and how you're processing food, especially if you can't process gluten. So in the resource down below, we're going to have a healthier barbecue sauce for you. I believe it's gluten-free. Don't quote me on that one. But then there's all the sides as well. There's macaroni salads. There's coleslaws. There's all these different things that we're eating at these barbecues. And one of the things I'm very mindful of when I go to the store, my wife is actually more mindful of it than I am, is when you're out there and you're going to buy one of these like pre-made macaroni salads or coleslaws or something like that, just look at the ingredients. And the way they list their ingredients is the first couple of ingredients are the most that's used in the actual recipe. So if sugar is one of the top ingredients that's listed, one of the first ingredients that's listed, you know that is not the greatest choice when it comes down to like a coleslaw or something, because there's a ton of sugar in it. We can make a healthier coleslaw. We don't have to dump a ton of sugar in it to make it taste good. Don't get me wrong. There are plenty of coleslaws out there that have a ton of sugar in it that taste delicious. And the reason it tastes delicious is because it's got a ton of sugar in it. But these are the things that we want to be mindful of. Now we look at something like alcohol. There's a lot of people that are drinking. It's summertime. Why not? We've ramped up. We've done our homework to get to this point. We want to enjoy summertime, or we're going on vacations, and we've talked about this on previous podcasts. How do we maintain kind of that balance when we want to include alcohol, or we're going to go out and we're going to have some drinks? We make healthier choices. Do we have to sit there and drink beers all the time? No. Do we? If we want to, can we? It depends on what our goals are. But if our goals are in line with where our lifestyle is, we look for a healthier option than to go out and drink a 6-pack of beer. One of my go-tos all the time in the summertime is I'll make unsweetened iced tea, and I'll grab some Tito's vodka, and I'll make it Tito's, and I'll do like a half and half. And I'll take a touch of lemonade in there. I'm mindful of the sugar in the lemonade. I do an unsweetened iced tea, and I do the Tito's vodka because Tito's is gluten-free. So that's always like one of my go-to cocktails in the summertime, but I'm not really that big of a drinker anyway. I used to be as a kid, but not anymore. I'm old guy now. But not anymore. I'm mindful as to how I feel and what that alcohol does to my body, so I try not to do that anymore. But if I do indulge, I'll indulge in that, and I'll give you a little hint. One of my go-to cocktails recently is going to be Blue Chair Bay coconut rum, and I take pineapple peach kombucha, and I combine them, and I make a cocktail, and I'll drink that. It's not to say that the probiotics in the kombucha are going to make me feel healthier from drinking a bad alcoholic beverage, but it's just a healthier option, and there is a little bit more sugar in there than I usually am used to drinking, but that's my new summertime cocktail for this year. But when we go out to these barbecues, we can indulge. We can enjoy what we're doing, but just be mindful as to how we're approaching that barbecue. When we get there, I've been to plenty of barbecues where they're just serving pizza, or a party or something, and there's just pizza and sodas. Sounds like a kid's birthday party, and I just won't eat anything there. I'll enjoy some time and hang out with everybody, and I'll make the choice not to eat what they're serving, and then I'll leave, and I'll go get something when I leave the party. And you also have that option as well. If you're really stuck to your goal, and if you really want to hit your goal, and you get to a barbecue, and you're like, man, there's nothing here that I want to eat, or I don't want to waste my cheat meal on this, doesn't mean you have to. Or you can have like a burger on a lettuce wrap just to hold yourself over, and when you leave the party, go get something to eat. That's a little bit healthier option. But there's plenty of things that we can do. And the main thing that I'm trying to get across there is when you go to these parties, or if you are indulging, just be mindful of how much we're putting in our body. If we're good all week long and we want to just be more relaxed and enjoy time with our friends and hang out, by all means, do it. And I think that's going back to that Instagram post that I was talking about. I think that's what the message that they were really trying to get across was. There has to be a balance. I'm not saying you have to cut out everything all the time. You can indulge from time to time, but you have to understand desserts are a treat. Sometimes alcoholic beverages are a treat. If you're really trying to dial in your goal and you really want to reduce body fat or change your body composition, then, some of these things that we like to indulge in, we have to consider them as being a treat. But again, if we're not trying to reach our goal in a shorter time window and we want to have a little bit of more leniency in our plan, that's when we can kind of dabble a little bit more with I'm going to add a cheat meal here or there, or I'm going to indulge a little bit more. But you have to be mindful that if I'm indulging a little bit more, then my goal is going to take a little bit longer to get to, so put that in the back of your mind as well. There's plenty of things that are out there that can confuse people, like this Instagram, the social media, everything is out there that's confusing people. I just had a call with one of my old coaches yesterday, and he's trying to figure out a way to grow his online business, and he doesn't like what's being put out there by fitness professionals now because it is very confusing, and he wants to try to change that. And he likes what we're doing, so he kind of is taking on the same kind of motto that we're doing by putting out the information to you guys that's valid information. Both Mike and I have invested a lot of time in educating ourselves to make sure that we're giving you guys the proper information. We want to see you guys live a healthier lifestyle, but also have that balance. I'll tell you, today, I worked out for an hour and a half this morning, and then I went out and I had a burger and fries. So there was that balance. I ate pretty much clean all week long, and even though I'm trying to hit my goal, because we are going on vacation in about a month, I'm trying to hit my goal in a very short time window. I will indulge from time to time as well. But then I make that mental note that I did indulge. I didn't overindulge, and now I'll go back to my plan. And that's the thing to be mindful of when you're going out to these parties and these barbecues, is to just be mindful. So I'm going to end up wrapping it up. I know this was a short one. I'm kind of out there just rambling out here on my own, and I know Mike wants to try to get me to do more of these on my own. If you guys want to put any comments out there as to what you guys want to see us do any more podcasts on, or if you have any comments or concerns, just throw them down in the comment section, and we'll be glad to address them. You can always hit up Mike and I on social media. On Instagram, he is at Mike Cowlow, and I am on Instagram at Core Camp Fit, and we'll put those links down below as well. But again, just to recap everything that we talked about, is you can indulge, go out, have fun, indulge, but be mindful as to how much we're ingesting. Be mindful as to how quick we want to reach our ultimate goals. And if we are indulging and we overindulge a little bit, there's a protocol to kind of get us back on track. I like to do, one of my secret tips is if I know I'm indulging, and maybe if I overindulge a little bit too much, I'll add an extra fish oil in my supplements at night before I go to bed. And that way it helps break down the fat metabolism a little bit more. So that's a trick for you guys. So if you know you're going to a barbecue, if you know you're indulging a little bit more than you used to, or than you're normally used to, throw an extra fish oil in your supplements at night, and that'll help you break down that fat. I'm not saying it's going to eliminate what you did, but it's a protocol to help. So keep that in the back of your mind. And ultimately, just go out, have fun, know that there's a balanced ratio between that healthy lifestyle, hitting our goals, and also going out and having fun. So keep staying healthy. You have any questions or comments, throw them down in the comments section. And if you want to reach out to us directly, you guys know how to get us. So everybody enjoy your summer. Barbecue time. Let's go. Take care.